Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be continuing work on the 2300 Accord V6. In the last video we determined that we had to get the cylinder head bolt threads repaired. So let's dive right into it. So here we are at the engine bay of the Honda Accord. Here's the thread repair toolkit I got off Amazon. So looking up the specification of the head bolts online and also measuring using the vernier calipers, I determined the bolts to be of this specification. That's M12 by 1.5. So I got the appropriate thread repair kit. Here's what's in the kit. You have some helicoils right here. You have a drill. Then you have the tap right here. Then the installer tool. And then this is to knock out the installation portion of the helicoil. Obviously, because I determined that the helicoils that will come in the kit will be too short, I had to buy extra helicoils that were of longer lengths. So let me get those right now. So here's the longer helicoil. Putting it by the side of the one that came in the kit, consider it's definitely longer, about twice the length, because I wanted a situation whereby I'll have lots of thread for the head bolts to bite into so that they don't come loose. So this is what I'll be using for this repair. So in order to do the repair, the first thing to do is to ensure that the thread hole is as clean as possible. Like I'm showing the picture here, I cleaned it up already. And then obviously you need to have determined the corresponding threads that need repair. In this case, I found 4 of them. This one right here, then this, and then one in the corner here. Obviously our oil leak was coming from this area, and we can see that 3 of them, this, and this, were compromised, and that probably caused the leak on that corner. So with the bolt cleaned out, I'm now going to install the drill on the cordless drill, and then we're gently going to drill away. So let me do that right now. So I need to ensure that it's tight enough so that it doesn't come loose while I'm drilling. Also, you need to be sure that this length will get to the bottom of the thread portion because it's quite deep. As you can see from the picture of the head bolt thread portion, the threading doesn't start immediately from where the cylinder head gasket is. You need to reach in there to get to the threaded portion. So now we'll go ahead to drill. As you can see, I have all the oil pots blocked with some nylon wrap so that I don't have aluminum particles getting into the engine. The exposed areas that you can see here can easily be cleaned out using compressed air. So getting the drill in there, ensuring that it's as vertical as possible. You feel it once it gets to the threaded portion. As you can see, it goes down a bit before it encounters an obstacle. So now we'll drill away slowly, making sure that you're as perpendicular as possible to the hole. So it can be quite tough, don't get it done. If the drill doesn't want to move, you can back out a bit, speed up, and then push in. Patience does it. You don't want to mess anything up because that could mean you buying a new engine. And that I definitely do not want. So let's start drilling. Before doing the step, make sure you're wearing your eye protection. I just remembered that right now, so let me go get my eye protection. So with my eye protection on, we're going to start drilling. Safety first. As you can see, it's going in relatively smoothly. Once it starts getting in to center itself, so you just need to ensure that you don't rush it. It's going in relatively easily because probably the threads are stripped bad. Also very important, I noted the depth of the threaded portion so that I know when the drill gets to the bottom of the hole, so I don't drill through the cylinder block. think it's at the bottom right now. Pull it out. Yeah, I think that's all I need right there. Now I'm gonna work this out. So that's it right there, drilling complete. We're going to be seeing a lot of fragments right here, as you can see. So we'll need to clean the bolt hole thoroughly and then proceed on to the next step. So let me get the cleaning done right now. So now on to the cleaning part. Because I don't have access to compressed air, I had to improvise because, as you saw from the previous picture, there's a lot of aluminium fragments in there. So I'll be making use of this hose right here, and then I'm going to blow as hard as I can so that most of the aluminium fragments would get blown out of the hole. Then afterwards I'll get something in there to wipe the leftover aluminium in there. So let me get that done right now. After cleaning the thread hole, here's what we have. Obviously I drilled a little bit into the bottom of the hole, as you can see, but everything's looking good, nice and clean. So we'll proceed to the next step. Before going ahead to make the threads that the helicoil will fit into, it's very important to note the height of the helicoil. That is where the threads are going to start in the hole. Remember from the last picture that the threads had a certain point where it began, and that the thread for the bolts didn't start all the way from the top right here. So I already did that measurement, and I put some tape on the installation tool right here so that I'll know when the helicoil is at the right starting point. So right here, you can just check. You can see that the tool encounters a small ridge right there. That's where the threading begins. So I know that once I have the helicoil installed, that's where the thread for the helicoil is going to begin. So just a point right there so that we don't make any mistakes. So next, before going ahead to make the new threads, I'm going to lightly apply some lubrication to the tool, like I'm showing right here, so that everything gets done properly. Yeah, just a little, especially to the threads. The tool is particularly cool in its design because the grooves right here would hold the fragments that will cut to make the threads. So I'm also going to apply some to the tip right here, like I'm showing, and then start making new threads for the helicoil nut head bolt. So I think that's good. So now we're going to make the threads. So as usual, as perpendicular as possible, push it in, and then using my 3/8 extension and an 11mm wrench, we're going to crank. So obviously slowly, try to be as perpendicular and upright as possible. Slowly thread it in. Once the threads are started, it's going to go in straight. So slowly. Try to be as perpendicular as possible. I think I have to take off some of these other head bolts. I kept on cranking till the tap got all the way to the bottom of the hole. After about 20 minutes, here's what I have. That's the tap right there, almost completely in. So right now it's bottomed out and the threads would have been made. So I'm now going to get the tap out, and then we'll see how the hole looks. Obviously, because we just cut new threads, lots of aluminum fragments in there, and I had to clean again. Compressed air would have really done me a lot of good. So after cleaning, here's what we have going in there. Yes, all clean. I must confess that my procedure worked quite good, even though it was quite cumbersome. Now we'll move on to installing the helicoil itself. So with the cleaning of the new threads done, we're now going to install the helicoil using the installation tool. Here it is. It had this ring on there, and I took it out so that I could reach deep within the hole. So I'm going to insert that. So I'm going to insert the helicoil onto the tool like I'm showing here. This way. Yeah. And then I'll gently screw it into the hole. So we'll use the end of the tape here to determine the right position of the coil, because from our measurements previously or earlier on, the tool will have to touch on the beginning of the helicoil, and then we'll have this portion on my right thumb flush with the head of the block. So let's do that right now. So I'm installing the helicoil without using any thread locker because I don't think it's necessary. So right here, the hooked portion, sorry about reflection, yeah, the hooked portion right there, focus, yeah, that part will be on the bottom, and then that fits into the tool. So now I'm just going to gently screw it down until it gets to our desired level. It shouldn't require any force. So, goodbye helicoil, do your job well, serve us right, and give us VTech. Yeah, so we're going to screw it down until it gets to the required level. So let me do that right now. I'm really optimistic about this repair because once the oil leak gets fixed, the engine's going to really come alive, because VTech largely depends on engine oil pressure, and if you're having low engine oil pressure as a result of a leak, it's not going to work fine. And that will probably explain why the engine felt extremely lethargic. Engine oil is the blood of an engine, and it has to flow right without any bleeding. So next, using this tool, I'm going to break off the installation tab. It's going to reach in there, and using something slightly heavy, going to break it off. So I'm going to use the bottom of my ratchet right here. Yeah, so that's it, it's broken. Using a long piece of wire, I fished out the broken off installation tab of the helicoil. So that's how to install a helicoil in a cylinder block, and that's how I got it done on this 2300 Code V6. So now to the fun part. I have to repeat the whole process for the remaining 3 damaged threads. Here's a view of the threaded hole. We can see the helicoil in there. We can see a lot more threads reaching almost to the top of the engine block. Yes, that's the installation tab I told you earlier on about. I got it removed using a small piece of wire, no big deal. So from this we can see that the helicoil doesn't get all the way to the bottom. That's fine, but we have a lot of thread material for the bolt to bite onto. With the helicoil fully installed, I'm now going to try to get the bolt in. So as you can see, it's threading in really smoothly. Threads feel really good, and I have no doubt in my mind that it's going to torque real good too. So I'll call that a win. Moving smoothly. Yeah. So I'll call that a big win. So I'll be getting my blower out to clean the whole area, wipe the mating surfaces again, and then we'll get the cylinder head reinstalled on the vehicle. So with that, we'll come to the end of this video. Hope you found it informative. The whole job seemed quite scary, but as you can see, it went very well, and I would say it wasn't so difficult at all. You can do it. You just need to be careful and take all the necessary precautions, and you're likely going to have good results like I did. So, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever I upload a new video. Also, you don't want to miss the next video, because by then I would have had the cylinder head installed and we'll go for our first start after the repair. To all my existing subscribers, a big thank you to you all for staying with me through thick and thin. So, thanks for watching, everyone. Stay safe out there. Have a nice day. Bye.